All right. So the Wizards were up big when we started this podcast. I predicted at the start of this podcast that we would fall apart completely, and I was right. Yay, being right. So it's uh all week long. I mean, I'll just run through the scores this week. I'm not. I really. I can't break each of these down. It's just not.
It's all the same, like
It's
mostly.
the same game. It's literally the same, except for one of the games we weren't winning for most of it. We did then take the lead at the end and then
I
collapse.
think that was the Nets game.
So yes, so that's the only difference between
Yeah,
them.
that was the
Yeah.
least-
And we did get a win, didn't we? Didn't they get a win?
Oh, they
Yeah,
did.
Charlotte
They beat
once
Charlotte
on
in
the
the
road.
game that didn't matter and gave them
Yeah, and
all
now
the
they turned it
intel to beat us in the game that did matter. Right? I
They
mean,
should have won too because they were winning that whole game.
they were winning the whole game on that one, but it's just like,
Yeah, we were mad about that one too.
yeah, it's just very. It's just hard to get excited about the one win. And I kind of felt that too. I even said that I think on last week's show that I think we'll win the one, we'll win the wrong one, and we did. It's just like they're so predictable at this point, and it's so frustrating that I just don't even know like where we go from here.
A lot of losses.
It's just
Let's check who's available in the draft. I don't know, but I'm not ready to do that yet.
I think Koulibaly looks pretty good. He looks better than Johnny Davis already, so I'll give him that.
yeah.
Yeah, he might already have more points than Johnny Davis did. Like, well, I think Johnny Davis had like a couple good games, so maybe he'll catch him in a week or two. Bilal will have more points.
That's true, but I mean, I feel like they already trust Koulibaly more. At least tonight he played.
Well, I think he plays a better NBA style basketball than
Yeah, he's athletic.
Yeah,
yeah. He's definitely better than Johnny Davis was. I was just saying that like Johnny Davis had like 80 points for like the whole season, and Bilal Koulibaly.
Why did we pick him in the
I'm about to say y'all are really like Koulibaly. Like y'all are saying like Koulibaly. Y'all are compared to Koulibaly like he's a 10-time All-Star compared to this Johnny Davis character. Like, come on, guys. Like Johnny Davis. Y'all remember the cartoon The Critic from 1994? What was his famous line? They stink. They stink. They stink. Okay.
Well, the Wizards.
I like Koulibaly though. Koulibaly's really come along so far. Like coaches like him, the players like him. I really like the way he's come along. Young man, he's really doing it.
Yeah, but I just don't. Why do we? You can't miss on first round picks like that with Davis.
But they got a new GM, so I guess that's why. Like he's a hit, and even like Kispert and Denny's been playing well, but I don't know. Rui was a miss. He's not even here anymore. At least he might be a hit for the Lakers, but he's a miss for the Wizards.
Yeah.
I just like some of the plays at the end of this game, because we'll talk about the live game, because at least, I mean, I just watched this and it's still searing in my brain. And so like, it was so hard to talk hockey and watch this collapse live. Like, such bad plays. I mean, inbounds set play lands out of bounds. Like, I just like, it can't happen. It can't.
That was Kuzma's fault, I think.
100%.
Catch the ball that close.
But it's just like Kuzma's supposed to be our savior, right? He's supposed to be the one guy that's your quote unquote vet leader of this team. And it's just like,
Jordan Poole also. I mean, we know
I think he's terrible.
He's pretty selfish on the court.
I do not like his game. I'm sorry. And one of the kids at my school was wearing a Poole jersey today, and I as I was walking by, I had
an argument with my friend. He said that Jordan Poole is better than Denny, and I was like, no, Denny's definitely better.
That's bullshit.
on face value, he is a better player, has higher upside than Denny, probably.
Yeah, at least,
but
definitely offensively.
Offensively, right?
Definitely. Yeah, but just saying, so far this year, Denny's been better.
I know, but like, if you were to see people for their potential talent, Poole should be much better. I mean, you saw what he was able to do.
Yeah, 2 years ago with the Warriors, he was a 50, 40, 90 guy, but now I don't know what's happened since he's been punched. We got like PTSD Jordan Poole.
Yeah. Oh my.
Here's the thing, y'all. If you'd have told me when the Wizards finished the first quarter, they were shooting over 60% from both the field and 3-point shot line, and they were shooting just above 50% from the field and under 50 in 3-point, and you'd have told me that, I'd have thought you were crazy. But that's what we have here for this Raptors game. They started off shooting so well, and then it just suddenly went to crap. It went to crap, and it was. I watched the game from beginning to end. Like I watched.
I've
Even
watched
watched
more of
the
this
game.
game than I have of any game this season, for sure.
Right, right. Like, but I watched this game from beginning to end, and I even said in our group chat, I said that first half made me nervous, and now you see why. Why it made me nervous because we still end up losing. That's why that first half made me nervous because
But
they were too good for them to be able to sustain it, and sure enough, here we are.
well, there was an 11-3 run at a key point in the third quarter that I really feel like flipped this game because it brought them in close. We then extended it a little bit, but then it went on these like accordion runs where they slowly whittled away at that lead all the way up until the 2-minute mark. And then it just, but really bad play selections down the stretch in the last 2 minutes. I felt like I did not like the post move down low when it was 1:30 left. That was a bad play. Obviously, when they fell behind that, getting out of bounds, just like, it's just so unnerving. It's just like
66-43. 66-43. That's how much the Raptors outscored us in the second half. 66-43.
And a lot of it was, it was after the middle of the third quarter because the Wizards were still up like 21 pretty late in the third.
Yeah. That means I guess the Raptors, they came back on Wemby and then they came back on Bilal, so they're dominating the Frenchmen's in the clutch.
And it wasn't like the Raptors were shooting well from 3-point land. They were 4-21. They were 19%. So it wasn't like they were making threes to come back. They were
I
coming
don't even
back
think
the hard way.
the Raptors didn't even look that good tonight. It's just I feel like we just let them off the hook. Like I feel like the Raptors had one of the worst games that I've seen another team play against us, and we still like found a way to choke it away. It's just I'm not even giving the Raptors a ton of credit for that. Like they played well down the stretch for sure, but like I just felt like Washington blew that one. I don't like
there were a lot of turnovers.
Just a lot of turnovers.
They couldn't stop any drives in the second half.
Oh,
the Raptors would just go straight
to the hoop. Like I don't know, like they just didn't stop them. They're just like here, 3 points. Like I just don't like Olay. Like I don't know what they were doing in defense.
Didn't he? Again, he was better in the first half tonight, so he wasn't really there in the fourth quarter to protect the rim as much.
It was too easy.
They haven't been used to being in the fourth quarter of games like this last week. So this last week they were in the fourth quarter, so it's with them blowing it. So maybe they'll get it together next week. But the first 4 games they just let the scrubs. Maybe they should put the scrub lineup in the crunch time.
Yeah, what do they call the mop up crew? They should.
Yeah.
We could have been 4-0 this week. I just I just want to throw this out there. And now we're talking a 1-3 week, and I'm like.
Yeah, it's progress though, considering the way they were getting blown out every game except one game against the Grizzlies. They were getting blown out, so it's baby steps, but it is pretty bad. So close to victory, but these losses are pretty bad down the stretch.
The sad part is, I do think it's normal for even the worst NBA teams to lead a lot of games in the fourth quarter because it really is the last 5 minutes decide.
Yeah, because they're not really trying. They're like, wait, this team is we're going to lose to the Wizards. We got to put it together.
You could tell the Raptors at some point just got angry and were like,
it's just crazy. You could just give up a half and still come back and beat us. Like, that's just so.
It was a common theme, even though last year they blew the most 12-point leads, I think, in the league last year or something. So
this was an issue with this team last year, is that third quarter is where they seem to either win the game or lose the game. And once again in this one, the third quarter, they basically lost the game because that led to that downward spiral. They started jacking up shots and not playing smart offensively. They were getting turnovers and convert them into points, but it just down the stretch, they just started making dumb decisions and shots. And they started having too many turnovers, giving up too many rebounds to Toronto, and it just was this is a frustrating loss. That's why I'm not in such a good mood. This loss was bullshit because they should have won.
Yeah, no, I mean we should have at minimum been 2-2 this week, probably 3-1, could have been 4-0, and here we are at 1-3, and we're looking at a Dallas team who's pretty good, 8-2. We're fortunate here that Dallas has a bit of tough schedule coming into our game, and the fact that it'll be a back-to-back for them. But I mean, it's back-to-back games in Dallas, so I don't know if that matters a whole lot. That game is on Wednesday. Then on Friday, they play the Knicks, and shout out. We had some Knicks fans in chat earlier, Scott Firestone. And the Knicks, I don't know.
They're decent.
Yeah, they're 5-5. I don't know like what to make of them,
They'll
but
probably beat the Wizards.
The Villanova boys.
right,
Yeah.
they'll play at Atlanta on Wednesday before they play us, so same amount of rest, and they'll probably beat us. So oh wait, no, so the Dallas game is here. Well, that's good at least, I guess. So I guess that's tougher for Dallas. They have 2 road games in a row. Maybe that will help us. I don't know. And then next week we get to have the Milwaukee game live to talk about because I'm super
I
excited.
might go to that game.
You
Yeah.
told me that, and I'm impressed that you want to go.
I know my friend wants to go. I'm like, really? Okay, whatever.
I hope you're not paying much for tickets because
He's getting the tickets, so that's like
okay.
Sure.
I mean, for free, maybe. I can't willingly submit myself.
I was looking. I was like, I'd rather go to the Knicks game because there's like a chance they could win that game. The Bucks are going to destroy the Wizards probably. Like,
Yeah.
unless Giannis doesn't play, which is a possibility because he's dealing with some injuries, but he played in his last couple games, or last game at least.
This is also going to be our tune-up game because we'll have to play in Milwaukee for the next tournament game, which
Oh, that means we could win this game.
Yeah, we'll probably win this one and lose that one, right? That's kind of the thing. But yeah, rough homestand because I kind of see us getting 0 of these, but maybe we'll get the New York one, but I don't know.
It's a tougher schedule than this week.
Yeah, and we shit the bed this week, so I don't know. It's just like it's hard.
This is like going to be life without Bradley. It's like going to be worse, but at least the Suns are 4-6, and the Warriors they lost 4 of their last 5 games, so everyone's losing the trade at the last week. So shout out to everybody.
Here's the funny thing about the Wizards Knicks game on Friday, since that's an in-season tournament group stage game. Both teams have not won an in-season tournament group stage game, so someone's gonna finally win one on this one. Someone's finally
definitely lose now. I thought we had a chance against the Knicks before, but there's no way. I think we're gonna go 0-4 in this tournament. Like honestly,
we gotta believe. No, Robbie, you gotta say we're gonna win, and then maybe you gotta reverse that. We're gonna lose.
We're gonna lose. We're gonna get crushed, and then maybe they'll prove us wrong. But
no. I like what Robbie's doing because usually when Robbie says we're gonna lose, we win. So no, keep going, Robbie. No, keep going.
Exactly.
We're gonna get blown out.
So I appreciate you lurking through the misery Monday of section of this podcast.
The misery lurk.
The misery lurk. So
it's been our best segment.
For
the Wizards. It's gonna be the segment for the season. It's just like how we're gonna survive the Wizards roundtable.
Do tank related content.
Well, I was already starting to think about like rebranding this as DMV Sports Talk, but there's nothing else other than the Wizards to talk about in this segment. So it's like not a really successful rebrand. But I don't
at this rate, we're supposed to get the number 2 overall pick, and I guess I'll be watching some college basketball this week as well.
Yeah, my dad pointed out that the Penn beat Villanova. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh no, I didn't see that. I think it's happened 2 years in a row, I think.
Yeah, so Big 5 victory. So
yeah,
Maryland's basketball team's 0-2. They lost to not to
Tina, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Tina. That's awesome. I wish that the Commanders have gotten a much better win. I don't have my own happy birthday command that I've written on every channel on my own channel, but know that it's happy birthday to you. But I'm hoping that you had a good birthday. Maybe like we'll pay it forward and we can beat the Giants and have a good week in sports this week for your birthday. Yeah, it's been a week. Oh, thank you, Tina. Yeah, Tina's mentioning that I have done some stuff on Scott Firestone's channel. People don't know this. I'll give a quick little plug. I do OBS programming help and graphic design help on the side for helping other people do designs for their podcast, because I don't know if people see, but we can change the graphics, using commands, and you can also change scenes using commands. And so I started. Scott Firestone's a great drummer, and he has always had a camera that's moving, and it switches every 30 seconds, showing different angles. He's got all these different cameras around his drums. But I was like, wouldn't it be cool if you could give that control to moderators and VIPs, and you could just do commands, and the fans could choose what angles they want to watch, right? And he's like, yeah, I've always wanted to do that. I was like, oh, well, I can teach you how to do that. And so we worked together over the weekend, and we got that all set up. So it was really cool. Well, thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Yeah, Scott actually was in chat earlier, and yeah, he was so happy to give up control over the cameras. That's awesome. Yeah, no, it's cool. I like the collaborative approach. I've worked with the Stream Scribe a bunch on trying to set up interactive stuff, because people might not know this about me. My major in college was actually interactive animation, which was a specific type of graphic design.
Why does that not surprise me, Robbie?
And and it's fun because I just never got to actually use it for anything. I became a graphic designer, and that became my job, and I do a little videography on the side and some photography. But it's cool because Twitch opens up a lot of opportunities for interactive video and animation and content, and so it's a lot of fun to get to work with a lot of different creators. I got to make Champ's emotes and other people's stuff as well. And Champ, I still want to make more emotes for you. Especially animated. We got to come up with something cool. I love Champ's channel. If people, I'm gonna give Champ a shout out. If people don't follow him, they definitely should. It's a lot of fun over there for wrestling news and all that sort of stuff. I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether I want to talk about the Wizards anymore. I'm kind of over them. I'm kind of past them in the podcast. I hope that they have a good week. I don't really have a lot more to talk about. I'll let each one of you give your final thoughts on the Wizards, and then I'm going to get some wrestling talk from Champ before we get out of here. But Tim, any final thoughts on the Wizards?
No, just close out some games. It's going to be a long season, like we've been saying. I mean, can't get too upset because this is what we expected, but just try to close out games and get the young guys some experience. Hopefully things will improve over the year. We'll have some plans for next year.
Yeah. So the Buffalo Bills just scored a touchdown, and they got the extra point, so they took the lead in this game. So that was a fumble on a kick. Was that?
No, that was the Broncos missed the last extra point.
Oh,
so that's why they won.
Got
I
it.
might miss 2 extra points tonight, actually, but.
Interesting. It's a weird 22-21 score,
Yeah.
but the Broncos do have the ball with 1:55. We'll probably watch the rest of this and switch to NFL talk, because why not? Arun, I want your last thoughts on the Wizards, if you have any.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at the they didn't score for the last 7 minutes and have field goal. That was pretty bad. So I can understand everyone being upset. Just ease it a little bit on Wes Unseld Jr. for the collapses. It's also the players, but and this team isn't really designed to win. Has some blame, but everyone probably has blame in this.
Do you think he's still the solution? Do you think we should keep him for the future?
I don't know if he's the solution, but I don't know if he's the villain either. Like Ron Rivera is more of the Commanders have more talent. Like this team is not very talented. The Wizards, and the fact that they're even in these games is good, but the collapses are pretty bad. And the Raptors did come back from 25 points against the Spurs earlier this week, so it's not like the Wizards are alone in blowing big leads to the Raptors. But it's Jordan Poole is probably the number one to blame guy. I feel like then what maybe
Yeah, he was supposed to be the guy that's like your second option.
Yeah, and he's supposed to have a couple field goals in the fourth quarter, and
We'll say who's the lead the league in scoring or something.
Yeah, I mean, he's just. I'm so frustrated because even he, I don't think would start on a lot of other teams. Like Kuzma's like the only player that I think would start on another NBA team right now. Like if they were traded, I think everyone else is a backup. Like we're just a team of backups, and
we have a lot of 6 men, 7th men.
Yeah, it's just you can't make a team of that in today's high scoring NBA. I just don't see how this is ever gonna work. Ken, do you have any thoughts? Do you think you keep the coach? What do you do?
I think that with this upcoming stretch, I think you definitely need to evaluate how Wes Unseld Jr. does with the stretch. I mean, with the Mavericks and then the Knicks and then the Bucks. See what he does with this stretch and then evaluate from there. But I feel like if they wanted to get rid of this coach, they'd have done it already because he definitely hasn't done much in the last couple of years. But I think that this might be the final year of Wes Unseld unless this team makes the playoffs. Honestly.
Oh yeah, they could definitely look for a new coach, but I don't know. They have bigger problems in the long.
No, I see what you're saying. I don't think he's the fault, but I just don't think he's going to be the guy that's going to get you out of this either. You know?
Yeah, I was never a big bringing on Wes Unseld Jr. to the Wizards like in the first place.
Yeah, I was in a similar place. So, I just want to give a little update. I'm gonna switch out of our Wizards graphic because it's remind me. And I'd rather just talk about this. So I have a NFL general graphic. So we'll throw that up. We'll talk about this Monday Night Football game. We got a minute and 10 seconds running clock going. And it's a 3rd and 5. And they get it, but they don't get out of bounds. They do have 2 timeouts. They are trying to rush. 57 seconds left. So we'll keep it here. Russell Wilson has played well at times in this game. Has made some good plays with his
season for sure.
Yeah, with his legs. And wow, he didn't get out of bounds. That whole play for that play design was to get it out of bounds. But they did call one of their 2 timeouts. So they'll have 1 timeout remaining, 40 seconds left on 2nd down. Again, they are down 1 point here. They're going to try to see if they can get in the field goal range and bust a lot of people's predictions in today's. We actually usually have Ant Dog, who's a big time Broncos fan, in our chat. He's not here today because he's obviously watching the game. But for his sake, I kind of hope that the Broncos win because I think it would be a good story for them. Yeah, the Broncos are just such an interesting team. They I don't know what to make of them, right?
They beat the Chiefs last.
My bad if my back's to y'all because y'all can't see it with the background, but the TV's literally like right there. Because I'm in my father's office.
The after party.
Yeah, exactly. So this is the last. If people can make it, 2 hours into an audio stream, then that's great. I appreciate people for sticking with us. Tina French says my weekly football pool at work has 2 people competing, one with 46 points and one with 47 points. Oh wow. So this is an important game for them. I feel like Champ is like 3 seconds ahead of us.
That's why I only said oof.
So, that's huge.
Yeah,
now they're out of field goal range.
Yeah, and they have to use their last time out.
Yeah, they need to get a.
Yeah, so it's 3rd down, 35 seconds left. All right, so we'll see.
You gotta
I mean,
throw it,
he knows what to do in these situations.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a good blitz. Like they just had too many people. It was just, I mean, I don't know what else that line can do.
Throw it away kind of situation, run out of pocket, but
it's hard.
It's hard. I mean, you got to try to complete something. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's like the one fault I have on Wilson in this game is just that he's held on to the ball a little bit too long in a couple of plays, but he still played a pretty good game overall.
they only needed like 10 more yards.
Yeah, it's his ball on the Buffalo 45. So yeah, I mean, I think
one first down.
Yeah, I think you probably do. Although, just at least get 5 or 6.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, flag.
I'm taking the time warp ahead.
Thrown deep ball because it's impossible for the defensive back
Yeah.
to not interfere.
I feel like it shouldn't be a penalty, but whatever.
You know what I mean, though.
Now I have to watch the slow motion replay.
Let's see. Wait,
It's definitely a penalty, but the defender can't do a lot because stopped.
It feels like it's a penalty, but I don't really blame the defender because it's like it was just
look behind him though. If he looked back earlier, then
better throw is a touchdown too, though.
Yeah.
Unless Judy drops it.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right. Well,
that's probably game.
Oh, he's so upset. The Buffalo coach.
They lost to the Jets.
I like those Buffalo hoodies though.
Yeah, you want to get one of those.
Take a knee.
Yeah. It's just completely jump ship. No.
Do a Bob.
Exactly. All right, yeah.
The Bills are going to use all 3 of their timeouts, I'm guessing.
Well, aren't you only allowed 1 ice now?
No, but they're going to take like 3 knees.
That's true.
Or maybe 1 more knee.
1 more because they only have 1 timeout left.
Yeah, or maybe they'll juke them out and not take the timeout, and then like they'll have to rush the kicker on the field.
If Denver just screwed that up, and we're like, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, because they don't have a timeout.
Yeah. Imagine they do all of this, and then the field goal kicker misses.
That would also be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they can spike the ball since it's second down.
Okay.
This guy is not on automatic.
He's 10 for 13 on lead-changing field goals in the final 2 minutes of the fourth quarter or overtime. But that means he's screwed up 3 times.
Yeah, that's not
perfect. It depends on how long they were. If it was like a 60 or like I don't know.
Yeah,
but it's in the cards.
This is going to be the 6th game of the week that ends in a field goal.
Yeah,
it already set a record for 1 week. So.
Yeah. But if they don't win it, though, if they lost on it, then I guess it's not the 6th. You have to win it on the field goal?
I just mean the game was
decided on a kick. Oh, yeah.
And the last play of the game was a kick. So there's been probably 6 of those now.
But at this point,
I think, because they're going to take it down to the end.
Yeah.
Or no, because they want to have a tiny bit of time left.
Yeah. So we're watching the last part of this. All right.
Have a good night.
Yep, no problem. All right, love you.
Go to bed. No.
No, it's still going on.
The game extended.
About to get his ass whooped. You gotta watch yourself, son.
What?
You about to get your ass whooped messing with her like that. You gotta watch him.
By Robbie? No, I said Robbie should go to bed.
It's probably true.
I'm kidding. Sorry, Robbie.
No, it's fine. I usually stay up till like 1 or 2 on most Mondays. I usually get so amped by this. I like edit 3 videos. We do like an audio podcast. I don't know if I'm gonna do all that tonight though. I have to.
I wasn't saying Liz to go to bed. I was saying Robbie should go to bed. Keeping Liz up.
Yeah. No, she was
the way you said it though was kind of funny. I was like,
sorry, I misunderstood that. Sorry I need to clarify my humor. I definitely, that's what I meant. Now I understand why I could be in trouble.
It's fine.
I definitely would not ever say that to Liz because Liz would beat me up. Robbie would not beat me up.
Denver's still like doing the risky to get the last play.
No, this is gonna this is gonna go off. This is gonna be interesting.
They're definitely gonna get it off.
Oh no, God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, there's a flag though.
Yeah, it's a flag.
Problem with the Bills, right?
Yeah.
Offside.
Yeah, offsides.
Too many people on the defense.
Yeah, because they weren't ready for that. They didn't get their.
Oh, you have the same expression, Robbie. You have the same expression as Josh Allen.
Fired tomorrow.
What an ending! I'm kind of happy that we
miss it again.
This was a lot more fun to talk about than the Wizards.
This reminds me of the Wizards game.
That's true.
One team is going to blow it, I guess. We'll find out.
Loss for somebody.
Oh my God! I still am gonna laugh if they still miss this.
Was it actually 12 guys?
Yeah, I think so because they said it was 11 on the line. There was one guy in the back.
Okay.
Yeah, it was too many men, so it was a penalty.
He was trying to get off.
Now it's a 36. Now it's a gimme.
I've seen the future, so I.
Right down the middle. Oh God, the Bills fans have got to be like, can you imagine if you went to this game? Oh, at 3 a.m. for that. Oof.
Maybe the traffic isn't so bad in Buffalo though.
They're gonna go make themselves feel better and power bomb each other in the tables. That's all they're gonna do.
Well, does that now mean that our win against like Denver is actually slightly better?
Yes.
Yeah. Such parody. We talked about it before. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot.
They're inconsistent team. Like the Bills are up and down.
Just so all right. Well, with that, I think we're gonna end the audio podcast. Hold on, let me get
Russell Wilson wins a close game. That's normal.
That's true. All right, I'm gonna sign off the audio podcast actually no, let Champ hold on. I should get the no spots update. So hold on, let me switch graphics real quickly to. All right, Champ, before we get out of here, let people know what's happening on the No Spots podcast.
So hopefully we'll return from hiatus this week. Like I said, I took the week off because of everything that was going on with my father. But we should be back because World Tag League begins this coming Monday in Japan. It's a 16-team league split into 2 blocks of 8. So myself and Sage will preview that this coming week, as well as a preview of Full Gear for AEW, which is their big pay-per-view and things like that. So we got all that coming out. So hopefully we'll be back from hiatus this week. I've been staying with my mom for the week, but hopefully we'll be back at my setup and we'll be back at it this week. Make sure you check us out at twitch.tv/TrueNoSpotsPod and also on Facebook, facebook.com/NoSpotsPod and twitter.com/@TrueNoSpotsPod. And make sure you check out the podcast partners button to check us out and previous audio submissions as well. So again, hopefully we're back from IS this week. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I hope that your dad gets better and feels better soon. So I've been thinking about him a lot. I really appreciate with all that's going on that you still found time to come on with us and be a part of this conversation. It was a great show tonight, and I definitely hope that people go check out the No Spots Pod. It's a great podcast, and I got all the news from them. But with that, I am going to end the audio podcast on Facebook, and then we'll figure out where we're going to raid after on Twitch. So let me stop the recording there, but thank you for tuning in. This has been episode 321, Caps Road Win Streak, Commanders Misery Monday, and it should be said Wizards Misery Monday as well. And we'll definitely talk to you next week with hopefully us beating the Giants, but nothing's a given in this world. The Wizards have a rough week, also a big game against New York in their in-tournament game, so see if they can do better. And the Caps got 2 games, one against the Golden Knights, and then a bit of a break. And then on Saturday, you can join us, Tim, myself, Arun, and our Caps podcast, Gil, and C4 live at the game. I'm very excited about that. And oh wow, that E Flat guy is rating us right now. We're about to rate. Let me end my audio podcast, and then I'm going to talk to you guys for just a few minutes. But thank you for tuning into the audio podcast, and on Facebook. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Recording stopped.
DC Sports Without the Politics, Sports on the Hill podcast. We'll talk to you soon. All right, with that, we are out on Facebook, but I will welcome in our Raiders, that E Flat guy. Do I have a Ryan command? I don't know, but I definitely can do a Who Is command. And so welcome on in LG Music, also a great streamer. We just finished the audio podcast and our video podcast. We ran a little bit long. We were discussing the live Monday Night Football game. As you can see, I got Tim live in the man cave with me, which is fun. We also have Goldfish, first time in this chat. It's good to see you. We mod together over. Holy moly, another raid. I've never had now we have a double raid. This is crazy. Welcome in, Davey. Davey does have a command. That's nuts. Davey and Ryan, 2 of my favorite guys on Twitch, both rated me back to back So that's super fun. We'll just make it a raid train. We'll take all of you guys with me and we'll go somewhere fun. So I really appreciate that, Davey. So welcome on in, Jordy. And yeah, we just finished the audio podcast. The Wizards had a super shitty week. We were up big against the Raptors live. I predicted the collapse at the beginning of my podcast. I was correct. They had a epic collapse. We have Champ live on Zoom. We have Arun live on Zoom. We have Tim live in the man cave. First in studio guest since April of this year, so that'll be fun. So I appreciate everyone for joining in from Davey and Ryan. Ryan and Davey, let me know what you guys were both up to in tonight's stream. While I take a look to see where we can take this party. I mod 2 places that I would like to go to. So I'm going to make a poll and I'll let you guys choose where we're going to go. So I don't have to feel bad about not picking them. So while I set up the poll, let me know where you guys were, what you guys were up to today. Oh, nice. The E5 beat the first gym in my Nuzlocke run. That's awesome. So Ryan's doing a Nuzlocke, which is a really difficult Pokemon challenge run. If people don't know what that is, where basically if a Pokemon dies in a battle, you can't revive it, and you can't revive it in battle, but you also can't revive it with the Pokemon Center. So that means they're like dead. So like and you only get to have a couple of Pokemon in each parts of the game that you're allowed to catch. So like you can lose the game, which is kind of cool, which unlike how you normally play. So let me just see if I can get a poll here. Who are we rating? And we're going to do KR or Scribe. And I'm going to allow for additional votes with 200 points if we want. And it's going to be a 3-minute poll. And I'll let you guys decide where we are rating. And if it's a tie, I will give it to Tim and I'll let him know the 2 different options. And you will be our tiebreaker today. So no pressure. I'll describe both of our options and you can tell me if you want to go to visit a musician or an artist. It's really what the choice is here. So Davey said we ate spicy pizza and completed a community challenge for the bomb challenge. Ooh, so eating more spicy stuff. I have to say, since we're talking to the sandwich guy, I had a burger today from Shake Shack, and I got their fries, and I don't even know if I realized that I got the fries that had the Old Bay seasoning on them, but they were very heavy-handed, Tim, on the Old Bay.
Oh, yeah.
This thing, they were all like golden brown. I couldn't even see potato in them, which is too much Old Bay.
Yeah.
Like it's too spicy. Like it's not like
That's not enjoyable.
I'm like dying at lunch trying to get through it all. I love Old Bay, and we've talked about Old Bay on Davey's show before, but it was kind of brutal. He said, I think all those bamboozle beans made me immune to hot sauce. I didn't get hit that hard by the bomb sauce tonight. Oh, it's interesting. I've never actually tried the hot sauce challenges. I do love watching the what's it called, that wings show, Hot Ones. Yes, that one is a great one. He said, I don't think we have Old Bay on our fries at the Shake Shack. That would not surprise me. It sounds like a very Maryland thing to do. So, yeah, I bet he would like it. I like Old Bay on everything. I just feel like they put too much. I think you can put too much of any spice on anything. Like there is a limit to how much you can do.
Where's this Shake Shack? Near McLean?
Yeah, it's the one in Cabin John. So I got a crazy burger today. I literally put everything that they have in the option in a lettuce wrap, so it basically completely falls apart and basically had a giant burger salad. But it was good. And LG says I'm In-N-Out loyal. I like In-N-Out too. It's definitely not as good as Whataburger though. So if we're gonna go with like local chains to specific regions of this country, I think Whataburger is top in my book.
I haven't had Whataburger yet.
Yeah,
I've had In-N-Out.
Of course, you guys have tied it because that's the way the internet works. I say I shouldn't have allowed for voting for you guys to buy votes, but I did just to make it interesting. And we'll see if somebody puts a vote or plays 200 points at the end to push it one way or another. We've got 4 votes for KR and 4 votes for Scribe. Davey says, hard to disagree. I've had the Whataburger. I don't know. Where have you had Whataburger? Because where you have the Whataburger is important. Davey, did you have Whataburger in Texas or is it Whataburger outside of Texas? Because they're very different. You had it in Houston. So I think Houston Whataburgers are good, but they're not original Whataburgers. I think the place that has the best Whataburgers is Corpus Christi, which I'm lucky because that's where Liz's parents are from. So I've tried about 10 different Whataburger locations in Corpus, and I have to say they are all far superior to the ones in Houston. Half goes to each. Well, so all right. So Tim, do you want to? Should we send it to a musician or to an artist?
Kind of the same thing. Let's go with the artist.
Okay, the artist. All right, we're gonna get a scribe. The stream scribe, and so I'm giving who is KR. Well, everyone knows who KR is. I'm not, but this is where we're going for the today. I do love KR. For some reason, you don't know who KR Acoustic is. You should definitely go follow him. But let's do a raid and sub raid. So grab that, and then I'm going to send us over there. It's been fun. Thank you, Andy, for modding. Thank you, Champ, for modding. I thank everyone for being a part of the show. I can't believe I got a double rate at the end there. It was 2 hours and 40-minute show. It's long for me. I hope that everyone joins us. Follow the stream scribe. He's great. Carlos wonderful. And yeah, I don't have a whole lot more for today, but yeah, grab a raid call and we'll raid over and we'll catch you guys next week. Thank you guys for all the love and support. And double raid all the way across the sky. Thank you again, Ryan and Davey. I have never actually had a double raid before, so this is a first for me. And I appreciate all of you guys. And yeah, we're Sports on the Hill podcast, DC Sports without the politics. And we'll see you guys next week. Wow, it's my 4-month anniversary. Cool. Well, let me just turn it off.